drivers set fires in the street and clash with police as Uber protests escalate in Paris.
A routine traffic stop winds up with one of my friends dead and another one shot. There's another internal investigation.
FBI officials arrest leaders of a group occupying a wildlife site in Oregon, leaving one man dead.
I need a break.
And Bell's Let's Talk Day aims to raise money and awareness for mental health issues in Canada. Hi and welcome to Humber News. I'm Jaleesa Messiah coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. Faculty and students around Humber College are fighting to end the stigma around mental health. The Bell Let's Talk Day campaign is in its 6th year, and there's plenty of support on campus. Erin D'Andrea reports.
I need a break. I'm glad you came to me.
Talk about it. That's the message coming from Bell in its Let's Talk campaign. Wednesday marks its 6th annual mental health awareness initiative. Students at Humber College are feeling the importance of talking about ending the stigma around mental health.
It's okay to have problems. I mean, we all have problems, so that's the first step, is just to seek help and maybe trust somebody.
I think it's a great cause. I think it's a good way to get the word out there, especially with the power of social media. You know, like one tweet could go such a long way.
Today, for every text message, tweet, and Facebook share of the Bell Let's Talk campaign, the company will donate 5 cents to Canadian mental health programs. Director of Student Access and Wellness at Humber College, Meg Houghton, says it is important to remain hopeful if you suffer from mental illness.
Part of feeling depressed is feeling hopeless and not being interested and wanting to oftentimes isolate yourself. And so you have to believe that there's hope in order to want to seek help.
Last year, the Bell Let's Talk Day campaign raised more than $6 million for Canadian mental health. Experts say to talk about the issue as it's key to breaking the silence. Erin D'Andrea, Humber News.
Now a look at Oregon and the latest on protests at a local wildlife refuge. 1 person is dead and 8 people have been arrested after a shootout near Millar National Wildlife Refuge in Oregon.
Well, peaceful people were going to meet with other Americans regarding the Constitution, and a routine traffic stop winds up with one of my friends dead and another one shot.
The FBI said the gunshots occurred last night after officers stopped a car carrying protest leader Ammon Bundy. It is not clear who fired first, but militia member Robert Finicum was killed in the roadside stop during the Sagebrush Rebellion's ongoing feud with the government. Today marks the 71st anniversary of the Holocaust, and Poland is hosting a memorial service at the notorious Auschwitz. It's a place so horrific, most didn't survive their stay. The extermination camp Auschwitz is celebrating 17 years of liberation by the Russian military today. Holocaust survivors are gathering at the camp to attend a prayer and pay tribute to those who lost their lives within the central sauna room of the camp. Speeches were made by survivors on a backdrop of victims' photos. The presidents of both Poland and Croatia also paid their respects at the candle visual in the grounds. The man behind a famous form of yoga is now facing more than just his mat. Bikram Chowdhury, the man who introduced Bikram on hot yoga to yosas everywhere, has been ordered to pay more than $7 million in a sexual harassment case. The woman who filed the charges against Chowdhury worked for him in the Los Angeles yoga school for nearly 2 years. 6 other women have since come forth and filed sexual lawsuits against Chowdhury. One of those 6 women is from Vancouver and says she was sexually assaulted during a training course in Las Vegas. Social media may be popular, but government officials around the world see it as a problem. Human Rights Watch review human rights practices in 90 countries, and this year's report showed interesting findings. Governments are monitoring social media to prevent protests among citizens. 2 Hong Kong students, Joshua Wong and Nathan Law, were charged earlier this year for obstructing police while protesting against the Chinese state's limitations on freedoms. Wong did not understand why they were being arrested.
And our expectation. But while we just organize a peaceful rally, do not violate any law and principle, I don't know why they still need to arrest us.
HRW says controlling media makes sites like Facebook and Twitter less popular among users. Taxi drivers in France start a second day of protesting against ride-sharing app Uber. French taxi drivers are once again shutting down roads and blocking access to major airports and railways. At least 2,000 drivers are taking part in the protests, and police have arrested 20 so far. Taxi unions say Uber creates unfair competition, and the French government is not doing enough to protect their livelihoods. Good news for TTC customers. The board says they are adding 5 new bus routes, and they will leave students with more options.
The TTC is adding 5 new express routes across the city of Toronto in order to make life easier for people who rely on public transportation. The new transit options were approved by the board last Thursday and is expected to attract about 400,000 new customers in 2016. Many Humber students say this will be beneficial.
I usually take 2 buses, that's 46 and 191 or 96. If I get bus back to back, I'll be here within like 30 or 35 minutes, but if I have to wait, it may take me like 40 minutes.
This is a reality for many students at Humber since it is a commuter school. The 188 Kipling South will be a great addition.
I think that will make commute more easier because many people, they live that side. And even what if I want to travel from one campus to other campus? Think about that.
The routes include the 185 Don Mills Rocket, the 199 Finch Rocket, the 188 Kipling South Rocket, the 24 East Victoria Park Express, and the 186 Wilson Rocket.
That would be amazing. Yeah, it takes me a while to get to school, so I'd really enjoy having a direct line.
No more long bus rides to school since the new additional routes are going to be added in March for TTC customers. This will make it much easier for students. Chris Abraham, Humber News.
When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Nick Westa will have your 3-day forecast.
Despite the chance of flurries today, we're actually above our seasonal norms. But how long will that last? I'll have your full 3-day forecast coming up after the break.
Fun video that's making the rounds online. Starbucks Bartista, who uses dancing to cope with uncontrolled movements caused by autism. The 17-year-old was hired by store manager Chris Ali, who says it was also a way of showing off his love of music and dance. Since its upload last Friday, the video has gotten over 50 million views on Facebook and over 80,000 shares.